Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you.
Good morning, my friends. All right, so we're gonna do our get ready with me this week. We're gonna use some products that were either new or I haven't really had a chance to use, one of which has been from BoxyCharm, the True and Luscious Lucky Glow Bronze and Highlight Palette. This I've dipped in with my fingers and swatched them, I think, during the video, but we haven't used any of them. So we are going to try, it's got a blush, some highlighters, some bronzers, looks really pretty. So we're gonna play with that a little bit. It makes sense to put that back in. We are going to also use today, which I'm really excited about, is the Pat McGrath. This is a palette by Pat McGrath I have not gotten enough use out of. This is the, I think it's a Bronze Seduction, hold on. Where might it say? My Maydays? Made in Italy. All right, well, let me show you the front of this, and then I'm sure it says on the back or something. We have our colors. It's just your regular palette. It's got my fingerprints all over it. Mothership. Is this a 5? Mothership 5? But it doesn't say what it's like called. And it's an 18-month palette. These are expensive palettes, guys. I think I started trying Pat McGrath out, I think 2 years ago. And last year I really kind of delved a little bit deeper into her her eyeshadow formula, and I love it. So this is what, I'm gonna try not to blind you with the mirror. This is what the palette looks like. Every one of these large palettes, with these sell for $125, have a, oops, I got a mix in there. We'll get that out of there. Have 4 special shades. So you can see here we have 3 mattes. We have like a lighter shimmer shade, like a bronzy metallic shade. This looks almost like a little bit more of a heavy, more glitter than this shade. I'll swatch these all for you. I'll put some swatches in. And then we have 4 special shades. And yes, they are expensive, but they are worth it. I have really loved my palettes. You're gonna hear about my favorite palettes for 2020 in another video, and that is going to share some of my favorite palettes from Pat McGrath. So I will share that later. That'll be another video. And we're also going to use, I'm going to try this Pericone MD Instant Blur. This goes on before, it's got a little thing here, before you put your makeup on, and it's supposed to give you, this is old, I got to see, I've used it a couple of times, see if it's still any good. I figured, you know, I got to use this up. So I got some on here, so we're just going to, it's supposed to just sort of blur your lines, and it seems to do that. I mean, you can't cover up my lines, but although I feel like I've been a little bit more hydrated and that my skin's getting a little bit better with lines because I've been using new skincare. I know you guys have heard me talk about that a little bit, and it's helping a lot. Except one part of it, and I'll explain this in the video, but like one part I feel like is the magic bullet of the whole set. And sometimes at night I forget to do it, and that I have to do a little bit better with that. So, all right, so that did pretty good. It's just supposed to like blur your pores. I'm just gonna mix any of it in. I'm wearing my jumper today from Stitch Fix, so that's fun. All right, now I'm going to use my blender. We're going to use a drugstore foundation today. This is by CoverGirl. It's the CoverGirl in Olay Simply Ageless. And I have mine in the color 250 Creamy Beige. And this like has skincare helping stuff in it. This is $2.50, not $2.50. The color shade's $2.50. So I've already wet my sponge. So I'm going to go in. One of you guys asked if I do wet my sponge before I put foundation on. Yes. But sometimes I only do it like once every other day, because when I first wet it, it's so, you can see it's so huge, and then on day 2 it's still damp. So then on day 3 I clean it, and then I will use it again, and it's good for 2 days. So we're gonna go in. You can already see the coverage this gives. I've used this before. This is a nice little formula, guys, for CoverGirl. So if you are looking for a little bit more of an affordable and honestly extremely quick foundation, it's so easy to use. So I think it came actually with a little like sponge, but I'm using my own. I think this works better. I mean, look, like 2 seconds, my base is done. Now, I've got some like kind of aggravation going on in my neck. So because I'm wearing this, I'm just gonna cover that up. And I've got some scarring, but I can't do anything about that. I'm not overly worried. So, and this is like a cream to powder formula. So it dries down when you're finished, really nice. It gives a really nice kind of sheen to the skin. It's not like, it's definitely more matte than dewy, but it's not overly matte. You know, it doesn't make my face look dried out at all. So I think that's good. I think that gave it a good, let's come in a little closer. So I have still some enlarged pores. Not a lot I can do about that. But actually for a drugstore foundation, that's good for your skin. I think you guys will really enjoy this, which is why I kind of wanted to show it and, you know, let you guys make up your mind what you think about it. But if you've used this before, let me know. But I really like it. And honestly, it takes no time at all because it's a very creamy formula. And I think you're still going to have to set this with powder. So we will do that. But before we do that, I want to use the Instant Age Rewind. I think these are from Maybelline, these little guys. And I have, you just click it up to get product. Let's see, is it coming out? I don't want to use, there it is, it's coming out. I'm almost out of this. So anyway, you use a little bit of this. Wherever you have like darkness that you want to brighten up on your skin is where you should use this. I'm just going to use the other side and blend it in. And since we're using all powders, as far as like bronzer and highlight, usually I usually use a lot of cream on my face because it just isn't as drying. And as I've aged, my skin is a lot drier. And usually cream products make me look more youthful. So, but we are using powders today for the rest of the stuff we're doing. So I could probably go ahead and set this. So the only, this isn't my favorite powder. In fact, I wouldn't recommend this powder, but we're gonna use it today. This is the Ciate Everyday Vacay. This was also from a BoxyCharm, and I'm just gonna use a very little bit with this big fluffy brush and go ahead and set it. This is a very white powder. It's very translucent. It has a coconut smell. It smells tropical. And I think I already got too much on, but I'm just gonna go ahead and set it. Might as well set the rest of it we did. And as you can see, I just got out of the shower. I haven't even had a chance to do my hair yet. All right, so that's my powder. I'm trying to use that up because there's no sense in wasting it, but it is not my favorite. If I don't know that I have a powder that's my favorite, so if you guys do, let me know in the comments down below. All right, I'm gonna use the Pat McGrath. This is a favorite. This is I got it in light, the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Setting Powder. This is a great powder. The mirror on this Pat McGrath for the price was ridiculously small and almost not even useful. You can see it there. It's just ridiculous. But this brightens up under the eyes. There's several different colors she has, and it sets under the eyes really well. I have bags under my eyes, as I do every morning, until they go away, until like everything starts to drain for the day. But anyway, our base is now done. All right, so let's get into, we'll do our eyes last. Let's get into this little palette. I don't know if I have all, I do have one brush here that I use for my, oh, and I have a blush brush here. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna start with this shade here. This is the color Good Fortune. And there is a mirror, but it's one of those, oh, I guess it's okay. I thought maybe it had a thing I could peel off. Oh, it does. There we go. That makes it better. All right, so we're gonna go into Good Fortune right here. It has a little bit of an orangey tone to it. And the other one has a little bit more, here's the two bronzers. So we've got, this one looks a little bit more neutral to me than this one. This is darker, so I'm gonna use the lighter one. I went in light because I was like, you know, you never know the first time you dip in to a powder, you don't know if it's like super pigmented. This is not. It's one you're probably gonna be able to build up, but it's not overly pigmented, which is really nice. Now, the reason you bronze your forehead is if you have a really high forehead. I have probably a mid-sized forehead. It's not overly high, but it brings it back down into what is considered more beautiful for proportion. You also use a bronzer just to warm the face up. So I don't necessarily feel like I need bronzer on top, and I actually don't like to use a lot of bronzer on mine because I have such deep forehead lines here. So I'm just actually going to smooth the line out a little. So I use it more just to warm up my skin. You can just use bronzer and that's it if you want to, and leave it as that. You can shape with bronzer and like contour if you want. Down under here, if you put it under here, it gives a little bit more of a shadow, making you look slimmer in the face. So if you've got a double chin, or you're getting a double chin, because as we age, that happens. In fact, I have, you know, a little bit going on, and this will help thin your face out. I don't like to do an overabundance of, I don't really contour. I more just sort of warm the face up because I just don't feel like I need to do that. I have a very slender face anyway, and long. My face is long and slender. So if I overdo it, I think it would just look really, really odd on me. So, all right, we are going to use the Royal Flush blush because it is the only blush in here. It's like a apricot color. And again, see how this works. And I actually had never heard of this brand. I don't know if you guys have. I'm sweeping it up to try to give myself a little bit of a lift. And you can, so I went all the way up here. I mean, I usually go right up in there. I like a really flushed look. I have to be careful right in this rosy area here because sometimes it can look a little bit funny. You can do your nose a little and kind of come down, sweep it this way and up like that, and just give yourself like a little sun-kissed look. And that's, a lot of times that's how I try to do my blush. I don't want too much right here because my face is just really thin right here. I don't have a lot to support it there. But going up on the cheeks and onto the temples is a pretty, I just kind of look like I got a little burn. And you can put it on your nose a little. You could even do it with, you could even take your blush up all around and just lightly dust it. It'll just add just a little bit. So that's beautiful. All right. So now, so far I like this. I'm going to use the Heaven, I think the Heaven scent. Let me swatch these two. Oh yeah. Okay. So this one is Heaven scent and this one is Pots of Gold. All right, so that's Pots of Gold, and this is Heaven Scent. So we're going to use the Heaven Scent one here. And this is actually kind of creamy. So let's see how it does with the brush. Can you guys see it? I think you can see it. Yeah, that's pretty. There, that's probably a better angle. All right, so I'm not sure about this yet, so we'll see, because it definitely shows up on your skin. It's a good color match for me, which is nice. Although I'm looking here and I see like a little bit of a gray tone, but I don't see it in the camera. So the jury's going to be out on this one. I'm going to have to get back with you after looking in the mirror in real time, because looking here, it looks beautiful. But I'm going to go back in a little bit over with that because I went too far down with that highlight, and just give ourselves a little bit more color. so far I really like how the whole base of my skin looks. So I think this is okay. I don't think this is anything like a die-hard ride home product. This is just a first impression because it's my first time using it. It's the True and Luscious Lucky Glow Bronze and Highlight Palette. But it doesn't have any, it's formulated without parabens, phthalates, triclosan, talc, vegan, cruelty-free, and it's safety tested, so it's clean beauty. So that's wonderful. All right. I feel like I say that a lot, so that's wonderful. All right, so let's get started with our beautiful palette here by Pat McGrath and get a look going. I've really been loving these crown brushes. I just got to clean it with my switch. This will take off. In between cleanings, this works great. All right, so to get started, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just do my upper eye highlight. The colors are over here. I'm sure you're going to want to know what colors I'm using. Skin Show Divine Glow is the first color I'm using, which is right here. And this has, I'm going to use this as my upper highlight. Sometimes I can't get up in there once the shadows, or it can ruin my eyeshadow look. And I can't get in, so we're just, because some of this will get covered up, so we're just kind of going in. You guys can't even see that, I don't think. I'll pull you guys in a little closer here in just a second so you can get a better look at the eyes and what I'm actually doing. And these do have a really nice sort of beveled mirror. All right, let's come in. What I'll do is I'll just tell you the color and I'll pop a picture of the color on the screen for you, instead of trying to hold this palette up into this little thing. I mean, I can try that, but. All right, so I'm gonna go in with very lightly to start with, well, here I go, this lighter shade here. This is called Entrapment, and we are going to lay a very light layer in the crease and put it down as a base. And, you know, this palette doesn't really have any kind of transition shades in it. So when you need, if you want to use it like I'm using it, like a one and done palette, you need to go in light with the shade, because this is the shade I'm using and it's dark. But if you go in lightly and build it to your color intensity, just like this, I can use this as a transition and it's just fine. I'm going to just darken the crease area a little bit here. I think I'm just going to work on the one eye for now, and then bring you guys, sorry, you're going to see all my my pores and stuff here, but, and there's, you can see I got that shade right there. And then I'll match the other eye off camera just to save us some time. Just like that. All right, I was playing around figuring out what topper shade. Look at these two shades here. Aren't they pretty? One pulls a little more green and one has more like gold. The one with the green has like almost a little bit of a red tone to it, depending on how you see it. It's like a, these are beautiful like glitter toppers, and they're right, the one with the green is this one you can see here, and this is the one with the yellow. So this one, where did I just put the color shades? All right, VR Fire Opal is this one with the green, and the bottom one is Astral Luna Gold. So we're going to use one of those. But to get started, I'm taking a smaller brush, the Morphe M170-6 brush, and I'm going in this dark kind of aubergine, or not aubergine, but it's like a dark chocolate color, and this is called Disobedient. And we're going to get in and just darken the outer corner and the crease. And I'm using a small brush so that I have control of how far I go up, where the shade's gonna actually go. I think that's a big issue people have when they're doing eyeshadow colors, is they're using the wrong size brushes for their eyes. And I have big eyes, but I don't have a lot of lid space anymore just due to aging. I wish I had taken advantage of all this, my eyes when I was younger and didn't have, you know, skin that moved around that was crepey and stuff. But I didn't wear eyeshadow when I was, believe it or not, when I was young. So this has been something I've done just since I hit my 40s. There's something on my, oops, can you see what I just did? That shade that was up here, it just pulled down. Either that or it might have had something on my, oh no, I have it on my finger right there. I'm just gonna give us a little sparkle there, I guess. And this is my eye, I have a scar. I don't know if you could see it right there, but I have a scar there. So it's always hard to, I probably should have showed you the other eye. The other eye always comes out a little bit better. So, and then we have our highlight up there. And I am seeing that there's since I haven't got my eyelashes done, there is a hair. Where'd it go? There's one here, and one right there that I needed to pluck out. Okay, so that is a good little start. I really want to use this red shade in here, which is called Blitz Flame. So I'm going to go over like from midway over with this red because I just think it's pretty. And I really haven't used this shade yet. So red's usually not a good color for me, but we're going to use it anyway. And I'm trying not to cover too much of the corner that we darkened. I'm trying to leave that a little bit brown still. That's beautiful shade. I do have a little bit of fallout. I'm just going back in with the brown shade on the outer corners again because we lost some of it. And these are so smooth. These colors, I mean, I'm going to go with my finger a little. They just are so nice that they blend almost on their own, regardless of what you do or don't do. So you don't really have to work too hard. You can see I got a little fallout here. We'll just take that big fluffy brush that I used for the powder, sweep it away. All right, now I'm actually going to take two shiny shades. This first one is the rose gold shade right here, and I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to go over that shade that had a little bit of green over that red. So we're going to take the rose gold in the corner, blend that in. That's gorgeous. Ah, look at that. That's stunning. Mesh it in. I'm going to use a little bit of red, a little bit of that, just till we get kind of a blend we like. Actually, we're almost there. Wow, I could be done and just finish right there. But I do want to use that Fire Opal, VR Fire Opal shade. I just want a little bit in the center. Look at this. Whew. So we're going to add that over the red. Just in the center for like a highlight pop. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's like a spotlight. How beautiful. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to do the other eye, at least the top, and then we'll do the bottom together. Okay, guys, here is the top finished, other than like liner and stuff. Love it. We're going back into the brown entrapment shade, the light brown that we started with. And we're going to start putting that underneath on the bottom line. These shadows are wonderful. And I knew that like I haven't used this palette enough, so I wanted to pull it out. Like I haven't even used it enough to say like, yes, I'd recommend it or no, I wouldn't. Although I feel after using those special shades today, it's worth it just for that. Look at that. Oh, that's gorgeous. So I got, you know, I got that pretty rose gold, which is really a true rose gold, and then pow right in the middle. Same thing. Really pretty rose gold, pow, and then we have the metallic kind of hiding under there and feeding into the deep brown shade that we use in the outer edge. So, and I think I did a pretty good job of blending it. I just went in off camera. I went back in and just kind of, you know, went over here again and just sort of just softened everything. This has to come down a little bit more. This eye is more puffy than the other eye because I sleep on it. Okay, so I'm just standing back. A lot of times I'll do that, make sure I'm happy with what I'm seeing. So, and I am. All right, on the very outside edge, I'm going back into our deeper brown shade, which is Disobedient. And we're just gonna match up. And I went up a little so you can see already like this eye, it was just natural to kind of go up. It just gives it a flick. And I'm using a flat shape, just so you guys know. And I'm keeping that really, really close to the lid. We're gonna put some sparkle on the bottom too. Because really, how can we not? We got our little flick on that side as well. All right, so for the bottom, I'm gonna take one of my bling brushes here, and I'm gonna go in with that Astral shade that we used, VR Fire Opal, which is the center shade, and we're gonna pop that right on the bottom here. Look at that. All right, let me pop you guys in. So pretty. Even though you're seeing all my wrinkles this close, you guys got them too probably, so I guess nobody probably cares. And if you don't have them, you will soon, because we all age. So you can see there's a little bit of fallout with this shade. But who cares, because it's like glittery goodness. I probably should have, now that I'm looking at it, put a little bit of the red on the bottom, which we can still do. We can just pop it over right in here. Because the colors kind of mix. Here we go. The colors kind of mix nicely together. And I'm just going to go back over with the VR Fire Opal. Oh, I'm out of camera frame. Sorry, guys. Not used to being this up close with you guys. Okay, now I'm going to take a little pencil brush, and I'm going to take the gold shade on the bottom, the Luna Gold down here, the Astral Luna Gold. That's going to be our inner corner highlight. This is definitely going to have fallout. It's very sparkly. And we're going to push it down. It's like I start by pushing it in. Oh, I'm not in frame again. I start by pushing it in, just all over, and kind of pushing it in, and then tap it on my bottom lash. All right, we're gonna do the same thing here. Tap it in. Just bring this gold shade. This is pretty. It's so pretty. I got like glitters everywhere. Okay, let's back out. So this is what we have so far. All right, that's it for the eyeshadow. I do need to put a little bit of liner on the top and bottom and lashes. So I'm gonna do that off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I don't know what this is anymore because it doesn't have, it's all rubbed off, but I used a very thin line just to define the eyes. This is what really makes the color of your eyes pop and mesh well with the other colors. Now on the bottom inner, I used this Trestique and it's kind of thick and I just ran it on the inside and it's brown, but see how thick it is? So I just took it real carefully and ran it like that on the inside of my eyes. This is a really creamy, I like this formula. I just wish it was a thin one. It's like huge. It's a shadow crayon, so I think it's supposed to be used maybe for all over the eye smudging, but I like it for the inside of the eye. All right, all we have left to do is mascara, and I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills mascara and get this, oh, and then we gotta do like our lips and stuff, but get this finished up. And I might do, since there's so much glitter and gorgeousness going on with the eyes, and I really want that to be the focus, I think I'm gonna do a little bit more of a nude lip. You could do a red lip with this if you want. You could do a darker brown lip, which is also an option. There's a couple beautiful colors from Melted Cosmetics that I think would match nicely with this look, but I'm going to use Melted Cosmetics from that Christmas snuggle thing I got from Christmas. I'm really enjoying that whole set. I love all the colors in it. These guys, I'm not going to use that one, although you could, and it'll pull the little bit of the red that we did. I can't do too much red on my eyes, so I think that the color combination we used here was just perfect. Because reds can make me look kind of sick if I don't do them right. That's why I wanted to use it though, because I wanted to challenge myself and make sure, you know, I was going to be able to use all the colors in this palette, because if a palette's $125, my friends, you better be able to use every single shade to get your money's worth out of it. I don't even think we need false lashes. I was thinking I might, but I think this is such a stunning look. Probably one of my favorites that I've done. And I think if I put lashes on it, it's going to take away from how beautiful the eyes are. It might like cover up some of the work we've done. So even if you think like you can't wear makeup, like I gave you a close-up of my eyes today and you saw how many under eye wrinkles I actually do have. So I hope this gives you guys a little bit of, well, first of all, nobody's going to be up that close to your face. No one. And from a distance, you really can't see that. So don't be afraid of playing with your makeup. Just don't scare yourself into thinking that you're too old to wear makeup. You have too many wrinkles to wear makeup. You absolutely do not. All right, let me go get my, it's in my purse because I wore it yesterday, the lipstick stuff, and we'll put that on. All right, first I'm going to use the Be Peachy by Ace Beauté, and then I'm going to use the Melted Matte in the color Sugar Cookie. This is such a great, I think a great combo. So I had to sharpen this. I don't think it was a type you were supposed to sharpen, so it's now wonky, but oh well. I don't know how to use, I think this is a sharpener on the end. I don't know how to use those. If anybody knows, I'll show you. Because it pulls out, okay? But it did not fit on here to try to sharpen it. So if anybody knows how to use those little sharpeners, let me know, because I've never known how to use them. And we're gonna put a gloss on too, because my lips have been super dry with the winter. Yeah, now that I did sharpen this, it's like a little wonky in here. And lining your lips will also help your lipstick from bleeding into your lines. I have never found one that's a foolproof though. They all still do it a little, but it helps. All right. Now we're going to use the sugar cookie. These are still available. I think they're on sale for half price. The set of 4 amazing colors. So the hot toddy and the caramel apple I use a lot as well. I think that other one up here I showed you might have been caramel. Oh, this one's hot toddy, and I use that quite a bit. Oh, where'd my, here we go. I lost it. Let that dry. I'm just going to go over with the peach a little bit more just to so you see how nice it defines it. I want it to do that on top. And then when that dries, I'll put this on over it. It's just a little bit of gloss. I don't know if I have another little gloss out here I can use. Let's see. I got a gold sparkly gloss from Lip Sense, which is a moisturizing gloss. I could probably use this. Because it's got some really beautiful like little sparkles in it. My aunt sells Lip Sense. That's the lipstick that like stays on all day. So if you're drinking coffee or whatever, you can kiss yourself and it won't like come off on you or other people. But there, I mean, my hair is not done, you know, it's still wet and drying, but I think overall that came out nice. I really, really love what we did with the eyes. Oh, I love the look that we came up with today. All right, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this look. Have you tried any of the products? I'm assuming some of you probably have the palette we used for the blush and the highlight and everything. And actually, I am happy that the highlight is a little more understated considering we have a lot going on with the eyes. Now, one thing you can do, let me just show you this. If you're not afraid of glitter, is use the, let's use the gold shade here. This is the Astroluno Gold, and you can use that as a little bit, you can just tap it on your skin, and it will give you, look at that. It'll give you a nice little highlight. So we'll do it over here. Rub it in, tap it and rub. It's got glitter. The way to keep it there will be a setting spray. Look at how pretty. Look at that. All right, for setting spray, I have one that I've been enjoying a lot. It's right here. It came in my, it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Setting Spray. This came in my, one of my Trend Mood. I think this is the mango, and then I also have a pineapple. Yeah, this is the mango one. It doesn't say that on here, but it did say it on the packaging. So, all right, that's it. We're done. I'm gonna go do my hair and get on with my day, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will list all of the products that I use down below, both the drugstore brands and the high-end brands. I don't know if that Lucky Glow palette was made specifically for BoxyCharm, so I'll try to find out. If I can't, then it won't be down there, but for sure I'll list this Pat McGrath palette if you're interested in one. I think this is a good one. I did promise you guys swatches, so I'll insert some swatches for you here. But I think this is a good one if you're getting started because the colors aren't so crazy. You know, like I said, you'll see some, I may rank just my Pat McGrath palettes. I don't have that many. I think I have maybe 4 or 5. So I may rank them for you in my order of preference, but some of them will also be in my favorite palettes for 2020. So that will be coming up, but stay tuned and you'll see some beautiful swatches to music as we exit the video. Bye guys. This first one is Skin Show Divine Glow. Entrapment. Better on the eye. This next one is Bronze Blaze. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Those are the first 3 shades. This one is Rose Gold 005. Whew. It's a stunner. One that we used on the eyes today, one of her special shades. There's the first 4. This next shade is the other special shade. It is the VR Opal. Beautiful topper shade. Let me get that a little bit of a better swatch. Ugh, I love these shades. Okay, next, now we're going on the bottom row. This next shade is the Extreme Aubergine. It's very purple. This is a shade I haven't used yet. And then the next shade is called Guilty Pleasure. There it is on my finger. I couldn't get a good swatch with my tiny little pinky. Let me try it again. There, that's better. So there we are so far. This next shade is going to be one we've used a lot, the Disobedient, coming up next. Disobedient. All right, we got Blitz Flame next, the red shade that I used. And the Astral Luna Gold as the final shade, which is a topper, inner corner, or a special shade. There we are, my friends. Those from our video.